Hi everyone, it's Jill from Jilly Bean Studio. I hope you're well, and if you have some creative time today, I would love if you journal with me. Today is a use it up session. I started this the other day with clearing off a big pile of ephemera on my desk. And I don't know about you, but sometimes that pile inspires me and sometimes the piles overwhelm me. So what I decided to do was to use a lot of the ephemera that I had to make, one thing, which is this mini journal to put in between the signatures in my creative junk style journal that I made. So here's one of the tags I made. Added a few pockets here and simply folded that Dollar Tree envelope. Picked up some of the papers in that huge ephemera pile that was starting to cause a bit of an avalanche or a slide all over the place on my desk. So I think this is about five pieces of painted papers. I added a little washi tape, some stamping, some coffee dyed paper there, and I'm just going to make a little stack and add it to the tags I already made and the collage cover for this mini journal. And my last journal session, I was thinking about using this mini journal as a list journal. I know I've heard about that before for different reasons and purposes, and I thought my reason behind it would be, in particular in this fall journal, to keep lists of holiday shopping, things I need to keep in mind for the fall, and maybe also for some fall birthdays coming up. So I think that is the current plan. And what I'm going to do now is clamp these together with the bull clamps and paper clips so I can line up and put a little binding in today. So how is your fall journal going? Are you in a point where you are using a junk journal? Are you using a different kind of journal? I would love to know. And what are some of your favorite supplies and ephemera that you're working on lately? I think this whole use it up method that I'm doing now is a very common thing for journalers. You start to look at your stash as it grows and think of different ways to use your scraps and maybe something from other projects that were left over. So that is the idea I have going right here today with this mini list journal. What I'm doing right now is just making sure that the holes are big enough, because the binding I'm going to do today is really simple. I took a piece of fabric, I think this is a muslin, and ripped it, and it has a lot of that shabby chic sort of look. And I'm just cutting the ends so that it will go through the holes. I made those really big using the awl or that pokey tool, and it's not cooperating. To help myself out, I have put a little bit, which is a good idea, tip and trick I can offer, a little bit of tape. I do this often with embroidery floss as well. If you put a little tape on the end, it will help you out getting those the thread or whatever it is you have through those holes. So there it is. Thank goodness. And I'm liking this right now. I like the leftover fabric scraps, a little bit from book pages, some of the washi tapes. I think the one with the number is from a Tim Holtz pack of washi tape. And I put them on the inside of the lined notebook pages as well to reinforce the spine a little. So that, I think, is gonna work. I just have to, it's a little tricky getting the fabric because it's so thick into those holes. So I'm giving it a good push through. So what are the things that are happening for you this fall? Are you journaling about your daily events? Are you a day-to-day sort of journaler, a creative daily journal? I have found that I'm working well in this junk style journal, and some of my other videos, if you care to look at them, I have them in my playlist about my sort of week in review. I'm really enjoying these two current styles of journaling, having the junk style journal and adding the fall ephemera to it, and then having fun in a week in review. I have a Hobonichi day free. Ah, there it is. I'm happy with that. The binding's in, just one, just one loop and tied. So I like the shabby chic, or I don't know. What else would you call it? Vintage cottage. I'm not sure, but I like the little scrappy look of this. And there is the journaling card I made earlier with the bird and some of the pages now in the journal. There's a pocket. I think I could put receipts in there for some purchases. Same with this pocket. And I have this sweet piece of wallpaper on the back as well. Well, I think I'm happy with this setup right now. For the list journal, I feel I have a lot of lined paper in the book, and I'm trying to obviously have not too many printed pages because this will take a lot of writing and ideas in it. But I do want to have some decorations and keep it in the junk journal style that I've been enjoying these last couple months. So I really like these stencils. In my last video, I just rediscovered them. And now I am keeping them close by on my desk because they were one of the things that I had tucked and buried away and really hadn't used in a while. So that has been a fun addition to my current journals lately. Here I am putting down some Dollar Tree fussy cut images. I have a bunch of journaling cards I got there. I think it was a couple weeks ago. I went and bought some cards in the Dollar Tree, and they had in their autumn section some really cute, I got these at the dollar store as well, some really cute journal cards and clip art sort of things. Here is my Use It Up ephemera folder, just a tri-fold. I stapled on the third page. Nothing fancy at all, but what I really am enjoying about this is it keeps everything right handy and fairly organized. There's a few pockets and tucks and paper clips, but it's right there at my fingertips, and I'm really liking that. I'm not afraid to actually use all of the paper up in it. If I get to the end of my journaling, probably in the end of November, I think, I don't mind using that ephemera folder up, literally using the scrapbook paper that it's made on. I'll just keep chopping it up, maybe using it for tags. So I'm currently calling it my Use It Up ephemera folder. It's not a fancy one that I need to keep or go back to. It's really for the purpose of this journal, and I like that. It helped my scrap pile and my ephemera pile have some semblance of organization and making journaling just fun and ready to go, so I don't have to do a lot of searching for supplies. So I hope that's an idea. Maybe that's an idea you'd like to try. Not a fancy folder, but one that you can use and chop up, and if it disappears by the end of your journal, you'll know all the bits and pieces have made it in. And I don't know, I think that's something I've never done before and I'm really enjoying right now. So if that idea appeals to you, I would love to hear about that. I am glue sticking down some of the scraps that I've had in my stash and added little more of that stencil. doing some trimming. I love this book page image. And I have on the other side that pocket with the woodland deer. I also have on the left-hand side some book pages, and some came from, I think, old books, and then there's one, I believe, with the autumn leaves from the Graphics Fairy site. They have lots of free things on their site, and they also have a subscription page. Oh yeah, and this cute little leaf, I did a whole collage earlier in September using those leaves as a border, and this little random guy was tucked in the stash. Happy to have that on the page. I think that's a cute addition. Got my pockets going here. And I'm testing now my micron because I want to make sure with these painted pages that I can actually write on them. And that is no problem at all. When I make my list for this list journal, I think that will completely work. I can write on the paint and the plain paper. Well, we are in the home stretch with this journaling session. I've had this gingerbread house envelope for a while. I think this will be another cute one to add to the back of the journal. And I think also it would be helpful to tuck in receipts or something like that from any holiday or birthday shopping. So that's what I'm thinking about now. And then I realized on the other side of the book page, there was this really cute image of a frog jumping into the pond. And with the green on the top of the gingerbread house, I thought that was a better match. So I flipped that over and I'm gonna glue that on right now. So are you enjoying ephemera? Are you a person who makes tags, add book pages? I think sometimes a simple book page can add so much if you have 2 or 3 layers on your journal pages, the wallpaper in the background, the book page, and then something else like this on craft paper. It makes a really cute, I don't know, I guess collage cluster maybe you'd call it. Oh, and yes, on the top I glued 3 sides so that the back of this gingerbread house could also be a bit of a pocket. So here it is. I have the sliding card I made in my last journaling session, the tag, plenty of places to write my lists. This page sort of puzzled me. I played with it for a little while and then I wasn't sure. There were a lot of little bits and pieces, so I skipped that and went back to that later. There's the center of the signatures and the pocket and a little more room for whatever I want to put in the back. All right. Well, I hope you've had some time to journal with me. I hope your fall journaling is going well. Here we go. I made a little tag and labeled the journal for lists. I finished up that other page with a border that I was challenged by and a date because today's the 17th. So happy creative journaling, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching.